So, layman's guide to mindfulness. Again, I'm reminding you of the basics. Every master says that one has to learn and listen the principles of this Eastern wisdom. We have to contemplate and reflect on it. Why to contemplate? To remove the wrong notion. When we are able to remove the wrong notion, then we have to practice. And when we practice, it brings us an experience in the mind. All experiences happens in the mind. And this experience changes the brain. It changes the attitude and behavior and the personality, and so the life changes. That is how, in a sequence, the Master guides us. We all have to understand it is all about self, knowing the self. I was reading one of the Upanishad yesterday, Taittiriya Upanishad. That in which the Master says the very self cannot become the object of the mind. If I say I cannot experience the self, because the moment I experience it becomes an object, and the self cannot remain as the self. So he says that there are three layers. Outermost layer is the secondary self. I'm a father, I'm a mother, I'm a husband and a wife and a son and a daughter, and all those labels. And there is a false self when I identify myself with the body. First I identify myself with the body, then I am the body, then I am the labels, son, father, mother, daughter, and so on, doctor, engineer, rich and the poor. And behind these two, the real self lies. Now there is a big puzzle, and then we will start with the practice. Yes, there is a puzzle, and the Master, perhaps in the 18th century, or maybe in the 19th century, when the theater started and the film started and the projector used to project the film, so he used to tell a story. Because people could not understand, how can you say that it is self, it is not a subject of experience? And so he used to say, okay, the father took the son to a theater to see a film. So son asked that, what is that film, what we have? No, it's a big drama and we see on the screen. And the film is projected on the screen. It's a beautiful way the Master used to put, I'm summarizing it. So The film has already started it. Went into the theater, sitting, and the son asked, "Where is the screen?" "Oh, here is the guy, the man." "Oh, is the man the screen?" No, that behind the man. So there was a girl. "Oh, is the girl screen?" "No. Behind that." "Oh, behind there is a house. Is that screen?" They both were watching the film, and the father was trying to make son understand what exactly is the screen. "Oh, it is the house." No, behind that house. Behind that house is a... "Oh, you're talking of the tree. That is the screen, I have understood." Father could not help son to understand what exactly is the screen. You cannot remove the wrong notion without understanding, listening the principles. That is how the father was trying to make him understand, and now the interval has come. Now you see, son, now you see. Oh, this is the screen. All the wrong notions were removed. The film again started. Now he is aware, he knows. Is there any problem? No. The same way, once we practice mindfulness and it leads us to an experience, the wrong notion is removed, we know what we know. We are the peace and happiness. We simply know it. Even in the midst of all the challenges of our life. I think you are getting it. So it's a beautiful way this master presented. So that is based on the three principles. Simple. I should understand the principle Eastern wisdom aims at the discovery of the self. And every master gave not different, but they repeat the same definition. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, the infinity, consciousness, truth is the self. And that is why the Buddha says emptiness, nothingness. Because the father was saying, no, behind that. And the son was constantly asking anything related to an object. So Buddha removed that misconception. He says, practice and get it into the mind, emptiness, nothingness. So it does not mean that nothingness is the goal. It is the first step. The moment there is a nothingness, means what? No film is going on, the son could see the screen. In that state of the nothingness, we experience that the mind is transparent, it is not reflecting any object, it will reflect the self. And the self-discovery is there. That is what happens in the journey of the mindfulness. And if you see the contrast, we say nothingness, the same thing Patanjali also says, yogaschattavritti nirodha, emptying the mind of its content is yoga. Then what happens? That tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam, that my mind and I settle into my essential nature, and that awakens me to inner peace and happiness. All the masters teaches us the same thing. Let us start our journey. Close our eyes. Close your eyes. And we will pick up what we discussed today in the journey of the mindfulness. Eyes are closed. Gently, because we cannot remove our misconceptions by asking the mind to remain in the objective world. That is another reason we close our eyes. You see, I'm giving you a reason to make you understand what happens. So the eyes are closed and the eyes are closed and looking at the neck joint. You see that how simple it is. Instead of looking any object, you are looking your body as an object. So the journey begins. So we are applying the same principle. Look at the shoulder joints, feel the sensation. When you feel the sensation, yes, you also say that it is comfortable and steadiness is there. Look at the hip joint, feel the sensation, and then I make it very simple. Someday I can understand your mind wanders and it starts thinking what it means by being comfortable, like a son who is constantly asking his father, "Oh, this is the screen, I now understand." And every time the master has to say no, the father has to say no. Behind that. Being comfortable, then we will go behind that. Being carefree, then we will go behind that. That is the journey. So looking at the knee joints and ankles, feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. You see that we are placing the mind where the wrong notion cannot touch the mind. At the same time, I applied another principle that we have to go inside the entire body, look at the body, feel the sensation, and being comfortable and we go behind. So being comfortable, sensation, and the steadiness is not mindfulness. Okay, be carefree. Thoughts are coming and going. That's how we all explain. Every teacher more or less explains the same thing. But it should make a sense. When it makes sense, the mind is dedicated and committed for a journey. And if we don't understand why we are doing it, it doesn't make a sense, and then the mind starts getting carried away by these thoughts. And what we are saying, the thoughts are coming and going, let it come. Let it stay, let it leave. and let it be. You see that? Let it be. Thoughts are coming, there, staying, going. So where the masters are pointing to? Just become aware that your mind is not doing any activity in the world outside, because the moment the mind performs any activity, it will be absorbed, it will become habitual, it will become subconscious, and you will miss the practice. Oh, like sun. It is the mind who was recognizing, oh, is that guy in the film, is the screen? No. Is the girl? No. Is the house? No. Is the tree behind? No. As it is. Experience that the mind is not running after anything. So we are carefree. I think I'm making a sense. The third point, being natural. I think in this very class I explained being comfortable more or less is at the physical level, being carefree at the mental level, and being casual and natural at the existential level. I'm not my personality created by the mind. That creates the wrong notion. We all know persona is a mask. Come from the word personality comes. A mask. A beautiful meaning works here. A mask of father, mother, son, husband, wife is there. So we are wearing two masks. One is the label and the second is of I am the body, I am the mind. Let us make a journey to the 6 treasures as discussed by one master. The first inner treasure, it says, Sama. Sama is a masculine word for the peace, and Shanti is a feminine. And that I normally use it. So the first treasure, we have to awaken to that treasure. So this master says, as we safeguard our outer treasures of wealth and the diamond and lot of other stuff, we also have to safeguard the inner treasure. But we have to awaken to it. The moment we awaken to it, we live in meditation, we work in mindfulness. First treasure is Sama. Look at the head and the neck. Move the mind on the head and the neck. Feel and experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. In fact, these 6 treasures makes the mind a qualified seeker. And that qualified seeker contains has all these treasures. Look at the right arm, and that is why I always pick up this step. The first inner treasure. Right arm sensation, relaxation and stillness. Look at the left arm, sensation, relaxation and stillness. Now you see, you look, you feel, you know, you are aware, you experience. All these different words are used in modern psychology in day-to-day life. So when I say look at the chest and the belly, or I say experience, or I say become aware, these words are used differently in a different context. So look at the chest and the belly and experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. What is the context here? Simple. The mind is not doing anything, and we experience sensation, relaxation, stillness. We're removing the wrong notion from the mind. Even if you don't do anything, mind, I know I can get the relaxation. The conditioned mind never agrees to it. So the hyperactive people will never join the meditation. They will say it's a waste of time. Extreme. Look at the right leg. Move the mind on the right leg. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Now you can connect those dots, Just consider your son watching a film with the father, and before the intermission, and you're questioning, you are curious. See that? Look at the left leg, feeling the sensation, relaxation and stillness. The entire body. Move the mind on the entire body. Or know the entire body and experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. Modern science has also done a lot of study on the psychosomatic nature of our personality. That says that the body influences the mind and the mind influences the body. Our masters also say what it says. It uses the same principle, and it says, okay, allow the body to experience sensation, relaxation and stillness, and then educate the mind. Talk to your mind. See, the body is still. Why you can't be? It's a beautiful way. Once we clearly understand What is the point of understanding the body is matter, cannot move by itself. It is the consciousness that makes the body consciousness, then it moves. It is the mind. So the second treasure literally means educate the mind, referring to the sensation, relaxation and stillness of the body. How beautiful it is. Sometimes we give example to our older son and daughter from the younger one. Younger is the body. So that second inner treasure is known as Dhamma. The moment any thought comes, look at the entire body and experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. It is sensation, relaxation and stillness. Any thought, feeling, you recognize the wandering nature of the mind, the wild nature of the mind, and you simply tell the mind, look at the head and the neck, sensation, relaxation and stillness. Yes, sometimes you simply refer the mind to the body. Only when the thought enters, the mind wants to push the body. Mind says, no, this is totally painful, this is uncomfortable, and at that moment you refer the mind to the body. Come on, mind, look at here. It is not what you are looking for, the way the Father says. No, this is not. So you look at either sometime out of the blue, look at the right leg. The moment the mind says, no, I'm moving the body. That is the second treasure, Dhamma. You separate yourself from the mind and the body at the same time. Same time, educating the mind through the experience of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Simple. We're doing just simple things. This master says, when you awaken to the first two treasures, Sama and Dhamma, the active state of restfulness of the body, not enforcing any discipline on the body, and the mind, educating the mind through awareness, referring to the state of the sensation, relaxation and stillness in the body, it takes us to the third treasure. Is known as Uparati. The mind starts moving within, it continues to live within just for the sake of the joy, just for the sake of the inner poise. The son was committed to see the film. He never left it. Even his father says no to every question he asked. Look at it. Operati. Operati, looking inside the head and the neck and become aware of the space. Any thought comes, any discomfort, any pain, any duality, any thought, take the mind inside the head and become aware of the space. Become aware of the blankness, the darkness. What is this? The Master says one of the most beautiful principles. Initially, in day-to-day life, we were carried away by the mind. What is Uparati? We are sitting over the mind. Mind, you're wandering, look at the body, experience sensation, relaxation, stillness, and return. Third treasure. It is just a play and a fun. In day-to-day life, you're looking at your honey. Return your mind. Outside, he or she remains the honey, or a sibling, or a label. You're sitting over the mind. Can any conflict ever come to you? No. It's just a play and a fun. I made a point. You're sitting over the mind. When the mind sits over us, I'm Father, I'm Son, I'm label, I'm the body. When you sit over the mind, the wrong notion is gone. Then the mind doesn't run after anything in search of the peace and happiness. That is the point. The third point is, the third treasure is Uparati. Paying attention that the first, second, and the third treasure takes care of the surface mind. Means what? All common thoughts that enters into my mind. What happened yesterday and today in the morning when I wake up, the mind says I did not wake up fresh. So let me practice, and you started practicing meditation. The mind says no. Surface mind. What about the past impression? They return with a full force. The fourth treasure. Fourth treasure is known as Titiksha. It says endurance. It's literal meaning. What I have to endure? Nothing. Constantly maintain awareness, whatever resurfaces from the past impression out of the blue is not me. How to do that? not only you look at the space inside the forehead, also look at the breath. The space and the breath. Experience of sensation, relaxation, stillness, the space inside the head, and the breath that is moving. So there the Buddha used the breath awareness, we don't say pranayama. So the moment you say focus on the breath, that is not breath awareness. You're making an effort. So why we remain aware of the sensation, relaxation and stillness in the body, first treasure. The mind looking inside, the second treasure. The third, both combined, that you are sitting over the mind, the surface mind. But still the past impression returns with a full force. So there we have a space and a moving breath. Anything comes, we endure with awareness of the space inside and the breath awareness. That is why the breath awareness in Buddhism is not known as pranayama. It is also, we are also looking at the breath. At that point you are well aware, the moment I make that point, you look at the breath that is going in and out, you feel the sensation. You do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. You are aware of the space. You experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. And now you are still sitting over the mind. When the past impression resurfaces, you are aware. You have a chance not to get carried away. That is it. And you stay there. And Master talks about the fifth treasure. When you're sitting over the mind, you can hold the mind on to the self. But the self is unknown. But one thing is clear, that it is inside, it is deep inside. So there is a pure awareness that continues to move deeper inside, deep inside, deep inside, in the field of awareness. And that's a little bit tricky part. You are aware of the body, experiences sensation, relaxation, and stillness. You are aware of the space inside. You are aware of the breath going in and out, feeling the sensation, no change. So here the Master says, holding the mind onto the self means the mind doesn't stay on any object. And the easy way is to continue to look inside, dive deep inside. Many ways, hundreds of ways have been explained. You live into that field of awareness. The breath is going in and out, feeling the sensation, the space, the sensation, relaxation and stillness. And you take the mind deep inside the heart. Dive deep inside the heart. You still see the darkness or a space. Okay, no problem. Dive deeper with it. So by regular practice, we come to an experience. The mind starts moving as if it is moving inside. And someday we experience as if the mind stands still. We are there. When our experience is the mind stands still, our experience, that movement of the mind within is movement of the mind into the Shreyas. I explained before what is Shreyas, discovery of the self. So the sixth treasure is all the experiences of the five. The Master says it is the state of mindfulness. The Master cautions here The Master says, now do you have an intense aspiration to meditate, to discover that self which is still unknown? Then you are awakened to all the six treasures. Until then, we need to continue. One more perspective so that the wrong notion should not return. You are in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness of the body. We are not there. We are not looking for it. It is a milestone. We are aware the mind is looking within, inside. We experience the space, the blankness, and the darkness. Another milestone. Like the sun. Father says, no, this is not. So we recognize the sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body, even though it is not. The space inside, is it? No. Okay. Then the sensation, relaxation, stillness, space, and the awareness of the breath. Do you recognize? Yes. Is it? No. The intermission, when the mind stops running after the objects, dive deeper within. Oh yes, you don't ask the question like the sun. Oh yes, this is it. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You are already in a state of doing nothing. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. Now you can unmute and share your experiences. How are you, Samir? Now you have to open your audio.